Hey, I'm Noelle.
And I'm Marissa, but Noelle calls me Pete.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. And welcome back to
Take It Home. The reason why I did that was to startle your dad, because the other day he was saying how every single episode after you say, but Noelle calls me Pete, I go, I do. But last time I randomly said, yep. And he was like shook by it. So I wanted to surprise him.
It's something new.
Yep.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Wow, we haven't filmed here in a while.
I know. It's been a minute. We were in Florida.
We
last
were.
2 episodes.
Yeah. And now we're here.
We're back in our usual location in New York.
Ooh.
It's kind of crazy. It's hot.
It's hot.
And it's early March.
But apparently it's supposed to snow in a few days.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I saw that it's supposed to rain. I didn't see that it was supposed to snow. That's crazy.
At least that's what my weather app said yesterday, unless it's changed.
It's always changing.
But this is, oh my gosh, I saw this meme once talking about New York City seasons, and it was like winter, and then fake spring, and then winter. So I feel like we're in spring right now. It's keep your jackets and keep your jackets, guys. Don't lock them away.
No.
You're going to need them again.
The cold will definitely come back.
Yeah.
But we are getting a fake spring right now. And it's actually hot. Like, it was 71 degrees yesterday. It's really hot in our apartment.
Yeah,
I'm, like sweating.
I'm hot right now. I was going to wear a sweater today because it's St. Patrick's Day week. And I have a green sweater, but I was like, I can't do a sweater.
I know. I have this one green shirt, and it's short sleeve, but it's a sweater material. Too hot for that.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing the shirt that has some green in it.
And I'm wearing these green socks. Or are these blue?
They're like teal.
Okay. Well, pretend like they're green.
I think they're more green than blue.
Okay. My socks are green.
I don't have socks on, so don't look at my feet.
Don't look at her feet.
And I'm not using a blanket today because it's hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
But anyway, welcome. If you hear it in my voice, I'm still struggling, you guys, with... This is, like, concerning at this point. Like, I did go to the doctor yesterday.
Yay.
And I got, like, a blood panel, whatever the hell that means. Like, waiting for my results to see if there's anything wrong with me. But if it's not, or if those come back all good, the doctor thinks it's, like, severe allergies, which... this has been going on throughout the winter, and I've never had winter allergies.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have, but...
I haven't really had winter ones before either.
Yeah, so that would be a new thing for me.
But every 7 years, apparently, your allergies change.
Well, maybe it's allergies. I mean, I hope it's allergies. I hope that's all it is. I mean, that would be the least concerning thing.
For sure.
But yeah, I think it's just like allergies and then postnasal drip and all of that just... going in a cycle. You can definitely hear it in my voice.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Sicky.
Send me good vibes. I'm like really sick of this. Sick of this.
She's sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Exactly. Anyway, let's get into our sippy.
What is it?
It is. We have a special green drink for you for this St. Patty's Day week. Ooh. Hopefully it's good because I didn't try it, but it's a like coconut matcha. So it's a matcha made with coconut water instead of milk, and then it also has cream of coconut in it.
And it's gonna be really good.
So I hope it's yummy. This is so healthy. The coconut water is so good for you.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I need hydration.
It's so hydrating.
Great.
And it has potassium.
Ooh.
Cheers.
Cheers. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. This is making me feel like I'm on a beach.
It's really refreshing. I kind of like my my matchas with coconut water.
I've never had it before until right now, but I like it.
It's like refreshing.
We're both coconut girls.
Oh, I love coconut.
I love coconut.
I always have coconut water in the fridge.
I need to start doing that. It's so good for you.
It's good. I've been making my own electrolyte drinks after yoga, and it's good to put a little coconut water in there because it has potassium. Mm-hmm. And it's hydrating. I don't know.
I remember talking to Kennedy Coggle a few years ago, she's been in a couple of Broadway shows, but she was like the standby, I think, for Elphaba on the Wicked tour years ago. And I remember like I was in high school and I was just like fangirling and asking her about it. She said one of her secrets is she drinks a ton of coconut water every single night. But she especially drinks it 2 nights before she has a big show, because apparently, I don't really remember why, but I guess like maybe it hits in a couple of days. I don't know. That doesn't really make sense though. But I'm sure she's right. She's very smart and talented.
That's cool.
Kennedy, if you ever listen to this, text me and let me know about that. But yeah, coconut water is very good for you.
It is. It is.
It is. Smile of the week, smile of the week. Smile of the week, smile of the week.
That one sounded different.
I know. Wait, that was weird. What is your smile?
My smile. I've had a lot of smiles since this last time we've recorded, but
You probably do have a lot of
I
smiles.
do. But it was my birthday, and my family came to town, and I just had a lovely time. I guess, like, my birthday specifically, I had a very low-key birthday this year, and I just had Noelle and our other friend over for dinner with my parents, and my sister was there,
And Luna.
and my dog, and they made dinner for me, and Noelle made a cocktail, and my friend Michaela made a cake, and it was just a very wholesome, lovely night.
It was very sweet and cute.
And I felt very loved.
But you are.
And I also got a pedicure with my mom,
That's
and
fun.
it was so nice. I needed one so bad. Something I kind of really want to try to do more regularly. They are kind of expensive, so
Yeah.
but especially just like through when it gets warmer out. I'm like, I need my toes to be looking cute
Yeah.
and feeling cute.
Ugh, I should get a pedicure soon. My
need it.
toes
I
do
hadn't
not
had-
look cute.
I hadn't had one in a long time. And this was a really cool place because the salon had a cafe inside of the salon.
Where was it?
In Williamsburg, on Kent Street, near the Trader Joe's. And I had a little cappuccino while I was getting my pedicure.
Wow.
And then a glass of Prosecco after when I was waiting for my toesies to dry.
That's so nice.
And it was so cute and clean and nice. And they do like tubless pedicures too. So there was no water tub, but they have this really intricate steamer machine thing that like steams your legs and feet the entire time.
Did you like that better than the tub?
I liked it, I guess, like just as much. I thought it was nice because the steam was steaming the entire time, and then they use like hot towel, like you get the same effect
Yeah.
of the water tub.
Okay.
I don't know, it was just nice. And
Does your foot get really ticklish? Or
my
your feet?
my feet, not so much. I don't really get too ticklish in any other.
Tickle.
So yeah, that's my smile, my B-day.
Yay!
And just the weather. Oh my god,
The weather's
weather is just being
perfect.
incredible.
It's like literally healing my depression, my seasonal depression,
know.
which makes sense.
If it wasn't hot right now, I would feel a lot more sad.
Yeah, like really.
Especially because I'm like sick again and I'm just frustrated.
Yeah, time for you to not be sick anymore.
What's your smile?
My smile is I saw a little show the other day, the Astro Band, which is a duo group of two people who I do know personally, and they're amazing, and their show made me tear up at one point. It was just really beautiful. I'm glad that I went to go see a show. It was good for my artistic soul. And it was great, and it made me happy. And they passed out tiny teenies.
That's so cute.
AKA, everyone got a free mini porn star martini, which I freaking love. And this was like one of the best porn star martinis I'd ever had. It was so good. I love passion fruit. We should have porn star martinis on a sode.
I've never had one, and I've been wanting to try one because they sound so good. If you don't know what it is, it's like a passion fruit martini. So wait, what was the show? Was it like a...
It was literally just, okay, honestly, you would have liked it, Pete. It was a concert, but they turned it into like kind of a storyline. Like it was all of their original songs, but
So was it music theater or like...
it was not music theater.
Oh.
It was music. But they were both musical theater majors in college and are both theater people. Hunter, one half of the duo, was in Swept Away on Broadway. They're both just so talented. Like, their voices are beautiful. It was not musical theater, but it was kind of like the Maria's concert in a way, or the Maria concert in a way, not for radio, where it was not musical theater music. Like, they weren't acting through their songs, but it told a story, and they had like little funny transitions between each song. So the whole time they were like, when they started, they were like, wow, I'm so glad we're sitting in our van together on this journey. And their whole thing, in real life, they own a van, and they've traveled a lot in it, and like have lived out of their van on trips and stuff. And we were pretty much journeying with them in their van.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool, and it was really sweet, and it made me happy.
I love that.
I also love that. And it was pay what you can, which is nice as well. Of
Love
course,
that.
I paid what I could. Happy St. Patty's Day, y'all.
Yes.
Today we're going to be talking about the history of St. Patrick. Just kidding.
Take it away.
So, Patrick was born back in 1604, and then he grew up in Ireland, and he became really close actually with this one leprechaun that lived nearby. Yes, they're real, but only certain people have the ability to see them and talk to them, and Patrick discovered he had those powers. So he met a leprechaun. His name was Charles, and Charles and Patrick just became besties, and together they found a 4-leaf clover, and it brought them so much luck. And then that's when they created St. Patrick's Day. Yay! And
all right.
Our
Thanks
take
for
it
listening.
home today.
The take home. Just kidding.
Just kidding. We got y'all good.
Noelle and I are both Irish. You're Irish, right?
Like, yeah, some part of me, I think.
Oh, I'm pretty Irish.
Actually, I don't know.
Both of my parents are Irish, and my great grandfather came straight from Ireland.
Irish.
I think. I grew up celebrating St. Patrick's Day by making. My mom would always make corned beef, and
Oh my god!
I know I need to make it.
You have to do that this year, please.
Corned beef and cabbage and carrots and potatoes. And last year I made it for the first time. Because I've always tried to like find a place to get it in New York, but like I've not been that successful. So I made it last year, which it was really easy, honestly. In the slow cooker. So I gotta do it again.
Please.
I need to. It's it's not St. Patrick's Day yet as we're recording this, so I need to figure out my plans because I need my corned beef on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the extent of the celebration, I suppose. But we thought it would be fun to kind of talk about lucky girl syndrome.
Lucky girl syndrome, which I so believe in.
I so
It's
believe in
real.
it too. We kind of talked about it a little. Did we talk about it with Audrey when she came on?
I think we did a little bit.
Lucky girl syndrome. It's just this term. I feel like it's like a newer term in the
For sure.
in the internet world.
Like a TikTok.
But it's kind of like manifesting in a way, or believing that good things happen to you and kind of aligning yourself with the frequency of gratitude and good things, and then watching the abundance flow to you. So we thought we would just tell some stories about times we felt lucky.
I will say, okay, I think that I have lucky girl syndrome when it comes to getting free stuff.
That is so true.
Like, especially with my current job, I get a lot of free stuff, and I've noticed that it's always stuff that I need. Like, there was a period of time where I was like, oh, I really need a new pair of running shoes, and like just hadn't gotten around to buying them. And then my boss, LOL, one day I came in, she was like, oh, I got sent these new running shoes, but they don't fit me, like, but they're your size, do you want them? And I was like, yes. And the same thing has happened with so many new like makeup stuff that I need. Like, I'll be like, oh, I just ran out of my lip liner, and then the next day she'll get lip liner in the mail and be like, you can have this one. And I'm like, okay.
That's so lucky.
And also just with like all of the food tour stuff. I mean, maybe that's me making my own luck because I got the job and everything, and now I get. But I will say, some of the restaurant vendors, sorry if you guys are listening to my podcast and you're one of my coworkers and you're another tour guide, because I don't think this happens to all of them, but a couple of the restaurants give me free stuff. And they're definitely not like supposed to, I don't think, but I don't use any tour guiding points. They just found a liking to me, and I get a ton of free desserts from this one place.
And then I indirectly benefit from all of this as well.
Yeah, true.
Because we live together, and you're always bringing home free food and free things for me as well.
But I just feel like it's always the stuff that I kind of need that I end up getting. I'm trying to think of other examples. Just like, I don't know, just like, yeah, I guess products that I run out of, like she'll have some for me that will just happen to come in the mail like the day after I'm thinking about how I need a new one. Like that kind of, those like little things happen to me a lot where I just so happen to get free stuff, but it's stuff that I need and was needing to purchase anyways.
Yeah.
So I guess that's one way that I've found myself to be pretty lucky. I've always had a talent for getting free stuff though. I don't know if that's, I guess, lucky girl syndrome. Like even before this, I can think of more examples later, but I just like, I stay getting free shit. I don't know. Being a Noelle comes with perks.
Yeah, and I think that there's an argument maybe there of like how much of luck is pure luck and how much of it is making your own luck. And like what's
fair.
What's the difference there? Is there a difference?
I will say I do have a personality for, like, I make friends kind of everywhere I go. Somebody actually noticed that on one of my tours recently. It was Kamal, because Kamal took my tour, and they were like, Noelle, like, you're friends with people that work at every single restaurant. Like, do you feel like this job has kind of given you a community? And I think I've talked about this on the pod before too, but it's like, yeah, it really has. But it's because I love making friends and chatting with people. So I don't just like go there and say, hi, can I please have 12 cupcakes? I'm always like, hey, how's it going? Like, I feel like, and then if you make friends and if you're friendly to people, then sometimes you get things in return. I'm not saying you should only be friendly to people in hopes of benefiting yourself, but I will say I think that happens to me. Like, I didn't think that I'd be getting free food from this one place ever. Like, it was actually a restaurant, or it was a bakery. I'm not going to say who it is, but it's a bakery I was going to for like a year and a half before they started giving me free treats as well. Like, and I was paying every time I went. I went once a week with the girl I was nannying, and then I started going with my tour guiding job. And then one day I was like, can I have one of these treats? And they were like, yeah, just take it. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you sure? And I remember the manager being like, you have been coming here for a year and a half. You don't need to pay for treats anymore. I don't think it's a big deal. But yeah, they give me so many free treats, and it's so nice. But it's because I made a relationship with them, and I love them there. So yeah, I do think some of it is making your own luck and just like putting good things out into the world, and then sometimes you get things in return.
That's so true. And we did a whole episode on this concept called planting seeds.
Oh, right.
Which I think is a really great episode if you want to go back and listen to that. But we kind of talk about that a lot, like building community and like planting seeds of relationships, you know, not for the purpose of benefiting from them, but seeing, you know, those kind of, you can look back sometimes and see how you got certain things because of how you built relationships here and there, and maybe it feels lucky, but it's like it's not all luck.
Yeah, a lot of the like lucky things, at least with the free stuff I get, none of them, I never thought that was a thing that could happen. Like, I didn't go into any of these things. I didn't start this job I have where I get free things thinking like, ooh, I'm gonna get free stuff. Like, I didn't know that would be a perk. And it has become very much a perk. And same with all these restaurants and stuff. Like, I never realized that could be a thing. I just made friends with people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yay.
And I think that goes with like aligning yourself with a high vibration, positive vibes. You know, it's kind of like the concept of karma. Like, those things are always going to come back to you in some way. And that maybe is a version of luck, but it's also like what you put out into the world too.
For sure.
I just thought of this while we were sitting here and talking about St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day was the day that I found out I got into Elon.
Aww.
And I think I might have talked about that before, but
I don't think I knew it was St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it was St. Patrick's Day. And as someone who's Irish and grew up kind of like celebrating St. Patrick's Day as a little 17-year-old, and that's where I ended up going, and where I met so many of my friends, obviously changed the trajectory of my life and got me the training from one of the top theater schools in the world. Ooh. Not to toot my horn.
I mean, but, toot it.
Toot it. I always remember that now too on St. Patrick's Day. So not only is it St. Patty's, but it's like the anniversary of me, finding out that I got in, which kind of was a day that was a turning point in my life. So I think about that. Mm-hmm. Also, I'll tell a story about a time when I feel like I manifested a raise. I was just finding my footing here and everything, and I just had a freak out moment where I was like, I don't think I'm making enough money. Like, I need to figure out how I can switch jobs and make enough money. This is a combination of me taking action. Mm-hmm. I was applying to other jobs, really putting it out into the universe of hey, I'm working to have more abundance or whatever, to support myself. And then I was listening to these abundance affirmations 24/7 on my commute to work in my headphones. I need to listen to those again. On the train, to and from work. It's kind of funny because they're I am a millionaire. I use my money wisely. I feel like I was starting to actually believe it. Not literally, but just telling myself constantly that I'm abundant. So I was doing this for a week straight. And then one day I get to work and my boss is like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And I was like, yes. He was like, so I think you're just doing a really great job and I want to give you a raise.
That's crazy.
And in my head, I was like, no way. Because literally this entire week, I was listening to these abundance affirmations and just trying to see what I could do to make my life to work better for me. So basically, I got a raise, and it was a big raise. And I thought it was crazy, the timing, because I had just been calling in abundance for the entire week. And yeah.
That is very crazy. You didn't even ask for a raise. He just offered it to you out of nowhere.
Right.
And you were fully looking for other jobs. Mm-hmm. To get more money.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I just found out a couple hours ago I didn't get a raise.
But you might.
But that doesn't mean that I won't get more money in other places.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Luck of the Irish.
I think an interesting conversation is lately, especially I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how this career is a lot about luck and being in the right place at the right time.
Yep. Yes, this career is a lot about luck and being in the right place in the right time. I guess I can say, I've talked about this before. Actually, I think the first sods we filmed was about the Radio City Music Hall gig I did. That was lucky girl syndrome because I fully got it. I did not audition for this thing. I was in my auditioning era, so I was auditioning for a lot of Broadway shows and going to a lot of ECCs, which if you're not a theater person, an ECC stands for Equity Chorus Call. And pretty much every single Broadway show is required to hold an ECC every 6 months, I believe. So sometimes these shows are not even casting or actually looking for new people. They're just required by the union to hold auditions. And so I go anyways, even if, they're not casting, because you just want to make connections and it's a good way to get your face out there, especially if you don't have an agent. And I fully booked an incredible job singing background vocals for Seth MacFarlane at Radio City Music Hall. I stood backstage next to Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. But I got this job through going to an ECC for & Juliet, the Broadway musical. Were they actually casting that day? Probably not. But the music director of the show, who was there in the room, Haley, she's awesome, asked me if I wanted to be a part of this because she was music directing it as well. And that was so lucky. And I think a lot of actors, honestly, who have agents, I don't want to, what's the word? I want to say gentrify, but that
generalize?
Yes. Gentrify is not the correct word at all. I don't want to generalize, but I do feel like I at least personally know some actors who don't go to these open or these ECCs and EPAs because they're like, they're not casting anyways and like whatever. But I think that's, I mean, I get it. Like if you're busy and you have an agent who's getting you a lot of stuff, then maybe it wouldn't be worth your time and it's better for you to stay home and work harder on your self-tapes you're getting. But for me, I was like, I don't have an agent getting me auditions, so my way is to make connections through going to these auditions and having these Broadway people pretty much be required to watch me perform.
Yeah.
And it worked out for me in that sense. Did I book any of the things I actually auditioned for? No, but I booked just this other cool thing, which is also just nice to know because it's like, okay, the music director of this Broadway show liked me enough to put me on a different project. Maybe they don't need me in the show right now, but like it really gave me motivation to keep going. I was like, okay, I'm doing something right if a music director on Broadway is watching my audition and thinking like, oh, she's good, I'll have her do this thing. Like, I didn't even know that was an option. I had no idea this project was coming up. I got that email and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, and it paid so well too for like literally just a few hours of my time, and that was also a month where my nannying job ended early, so I was like, how am I going to make more money? So it was like this cool thing to put on my resume, just an awesome opportunity, and it gave me money at a time when I really needed more money, so that was like insanely lucky. But also not luck because I made my own luck because I showed up to these auditions anyways, even though I kind of didn't really feel like it.
So is luck even real?
Is it? Sometimes I think yes.
Sometimes yes.
Or yes.
I mean,
sometimes
like,
yes.
You always have to show up for things.
But
sometimes. I mean, I don't know.
I will say sometimes I think that you can get lucky from not showing up to. Okay, hear me out. Like, I think that random things can happen. Like, for example, your boss giving you a raise. This is actually a great example of that. Your boss giving you a raise when you did not ask for one. No, you did not make that happen necessarily because you didn't ask. You weren't like trying to get a raise from him, but you were putting messages into the universe. You were looking for other jobs. Not only were you just listening to these manifestations, but you were literally actively searching, looking for other job opportunities, you know? And I think when you're putting that kind of stuff out into the universe, it's like, okay, then the universe finally gives back. And that's why I think I need to start making more money soon, because I think that I've just been waiting for a large sum of money to fall into my lap. And I think that in order for that to eventually happen, I need to actually start just like working harder at making my own money, which I have been. Recently I've been trying to figure things out. In a way, you didn't create that, but also you really did.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like for example, should I talk about the audiobook?
Oh my god. Yeah, that is okay. Everybody, attention. Pete, for some reason, did not bring this up before for Lucky Girl Syndrome, but this is like the biggest, coolest Lucky Girl Syndrome story you could be telling right now. It didn't even cross my mind. Go ahead. The stage is yours.
I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it, but it is official, so I'll go ahead and talk about it. So this happened very recently, like this past week. I have kind of been trying to break into the voiceover industry. I have experience with voiceovers. I have the equipment, obviously, because I make music and I podcast. So like there are a lot of actors who like actually make a living off of doing this, and I think it's a great industry to break into. Maybe like 6 months ago, I set up some profiles on some popular platforms where you could audition for audiobooks and voiceover jobs. I made my reels and kind of just started auditioning and whatnot. Nothing really came from it for a while. And recently, like a few days ago, I had this publishing company reach out to me. This is really bad.
I'm sorry, Pete. Pete has been having a coughing attack off and on throughout this entire episode, but she's probably been editing a lot of it out so you guys aren't hearing it. But like,
I'm like struggling.
Pete is really struggling to speak.
And I was her top choice to narrate her audiobook. So I thought that was just like super random and lucky. And it will be my first audiobook narration. I'm very excited about it.
Which is crazy. I mean, you didn't know that this specific opportunity even existed. You weren't like, ooh, I see this cool job, I'm going to apply to it. You knew that you wanted to start doing voiceover jobs, so you, whatever, got your reel set up, put that out into the universe, and then a new author reached out. Which is crazy for you to do an entire audiobook.
So unexpected.
Insane.
And I feel like it'll be like a great way to break into the industry. I kind of had I forgot about my profiles. Like I wasn't really actively trying to pursue it. But this kind of felt like a sign, like, hey, maybe I should go into this direction.
I mean, yeah, that is a big sign. Like somebody literally reaching out to you.
Yeah.
I wonder, what do our podcast listeners think about Pete's voice?
Yeah.
Do you think it's soothing?
Hopefully.
Not today.
Not today.
Go listen to other episodes. What do you guys think about my voice?
I like your voice.
I will say, back when I did The Artist's Way, I was experiencing so much synchronicity, which, hi, Paige Enix, if you're listening to this episode, which you probably are, 1, you're amazing. 2, sorry we have not done a full episode on The Artist's Way. We might at some point, but the issue is Pete hasn't done the whole thing. And
I mean, I know enough about it, I feel like.
Maybe we should, because I'm obsessed with The Artist's Way.
I know you are.
Paige has requested that we do a sode on The Artist's Way. But you're expected to experience a lot of synchronicities while you're doing it. Just noticing, like essentially lucky girl syndrome. Or not even, some of it isn't even luck, but just random things. Like you'll be thinking about a person and then they'll text you. Whatever. And I experienced so much of that when I was doing The Artist's Way. It was really crazy and weird. But
do you think it's because you were more receptive to it?
Maybe.
I think that's part of it. Like, you have to be open to experiencing the synchronicities. Like, that's probably why you were experiencing so much at that time.
I was very in touch with the universe at that point. Like, I just felt very in touch with the universe. And so maybe it was a mix of me noticing things more, but also being open to it. Like, weird things would happen. And it would happen a lot, like multiple times a day. So I experienced a lot of lucky girl syndrome during that time. But, I mean, I was working very hard on my mental health, spirituality, creativity vibes.
And I feel like those things are always there, and it's like up to us to be open and receptive to them.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the more you're tapped into your spirituality and your creativity and what is around you, like the more you're gonna notice those synchronicities, or
for sure
maybe the universe is sending you little signs and stuff.
Oh, another little thing, an example of me getting free stuff. I really have been thinking about how I need a new comforter, because I don't even think this is a comforter. This is what is it? It's
a duvet insert.
Yeah.
So, like, you're supposed to have a duvet to put it inside of. I mean, but it functions the same, I guess. It
functions the same, but I've pretty much been using a duvet insert as my comforter for the past 3 years. But I've been thinking about how I really need something new. And then Sarah, Bestie Boo, recently was like, I think she's getting a new comforter, and so she's getting rid of her other one, and she was like, do you want it? And it's really nice and comfy. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes.
It's so crazy.
I know. And it literally, it was when, like, the day after I was thinking, like, I really need a new comforter, Sarah's like, hey, I'm getting rid of a comforter, do you want one? And I'm like, wait, yeah.
That's so cool.
I do.
Yes, I do, actually.
Yes, I do. Ew. That was like those TikToks of people being like, hello, my lady.
Ew. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know.
Also, I think a lot of times with lucky girl syndrome, sometimes, like, things seem bad at first, but it ends up being for a reason. I'm not going to go into the full story, but Rodney recently was having insane housing issues. Like, could not get a new apartment to save his life. He finally got accepted into one. It was a place that was a little out of his budget, but he could make it work. It was just a little more than he wanted to pay, and it was just going to be awesome. But then they ghosted him, and then during the time of him being ghosted, another apartment became available that is so much cheaper. It's like $450 cheaper a month. Still in Brooklyn, and just way more of what he wants. It's cat friendly, whatever, all of the things that he wants, and so much cheaper. And so he accepted that instead. And then the other apartment got back to him being like, wait, we didn't mean to ghost you, but he already decided on the other one. But I was like, this is why all of this shitty stuff happened. You were meant to live in this apartment where you're getting to save so much more money and you can still bring Kitty and like good. It's good the other apartment ghosted you because you would be paying more than you want to pay. And yeah. Like, that's another example. I was like, okay, see, this all worked out.
It's like the concept of rejection is redirection.
It is. And I really believe that.
Sometimes seemingly bad things are just like, they're like just a way for you to get back on track to what's more meant for you.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I don't know if you remember this, but I was in like final callbacks for a show at Signature Theater in DC that I can't remember what it's called, but it was the show
I remember this.
Yeah, it was like it was like 2021. It was to originate a role, like an ensemble role, and then understudy one of the leads. I was like wanted it so badly, and then I didn't get it. But then the show was canceled anyways. It never happened. But then it's like, I don't know what that means for the other people that were in it. Like, is that just lucky girl syndrome for me because it didn't happen, but then it sucks for them? But also maybe it being canceled redirected the other cast members who were cast, and they got to do other stuff they wouldn't have been able to do if they were in that. I don't know. It's interesting.
Like, our apartment was lucky girl syndrome too. Yeah. Like, the way we got it. I mean, nothing crazy happened, but we really wanted to live in Williamsburg, and we weren't finding anything that was like in our budget necessarily. We found this one place that was like maybe like a 12-minute walk from where we are now that we applied to, but it was like a little out of our budget. And then literally the next day, a listing for this apartment showed up on Straight Easy, and it was like $500 cheaper a month. It was like the cheapest we could find in the area, and we toured it, and it was like also the best layout, like the best apartment wise.
We have a great layout.
We do, and it's unique. And then we applied and we got it, and the landlord said we eventually got our apartment because they liked our relationship and the fact that we were besties friends, moving and like together. The other people who applied didn't know each other or something. So like just little things, like it's nice to look back and see how things worked out in your favor.
The only thing about this apartment is the electric bill.
I know, and we're getting that figured out.
And we're getting it figured out. Hey, those of you listening,
I don't think we've ever talked about our electric bill on this podcast.
I'm like, do I want to get into it right now?
Maybe we can, because I am manifesting. We're taking action towards it.
We are.
And I'm manifesting lucky girl syndrome, and something good will happen. But
there's something wrong with our electric bill.
Go ahead and tell the little saga.
I'll tell,
because I can't speak very well today.
So pretty much, we moved here like 3 years ago. You know, our electric bill is high, but we don't really know anything because we're young and this is our first time, like, really on a lease. I think at first our electric bill was like, listeners are going to be like, wait, what? But to us, it was not high. It was like maybe $400 a month.
Well, honestly, I don't know though, because when I look back at like our first year living here, I think it was lower. Like, I would say maybe average more around 300,
which is still crazy.
Which is still too much. But until you hear what it's been. But I think it was lower, and the thing that's weird is it's gotten higher every year, because the first year it wasn't that suspicious, but we also didn't know what to expect or how much it should have been. So okay, yeah, so our electric bill just kind of keeps getting higher, and then in the winter months, I think the most it's ever been was it 700 for 1 month in a small 2-bedroom apartment in New York City.
Also, keep in mind, this was in December. We were both gone for 2 weeks for Christmas. So we were just experiencing insanely high electric bills. And when it started getting that high, that's when we started asking other friends and people like, hey, what are y'all's electric bills looking like? And people would be like, oh, like for the whole apartment, $120. And we're like, so something's wrong in the winter.
Right.
And so we fully were like, okay, like maybe this is our fault. Let's stop using our electric heating. We like literally did the math. My dad is an engineer. He did the math for us. We like got a space heater. Yeah, we were using a tiny little space heater instead of the actual heating, because we were like, okay, we can't afford to be paying for this. So, and then our electric bill got higher somehow. And we were like, okay, this is crazy. So I wrote notes on and left them on all of our apartment mates, I guess, doors.
We have a small building. It's only 4 units.
Only 4 units. But I left a note being like, hey, is your electric bill high? Please text us. And so we started an apartment building group chat, and we all were talking about it. And people upstairs were paying $900 a month, and they were like, and this one apartment was like, we literally left for an entire month and turned all of our electricity off before we left, and it was still somehow higher. So we were like, okay, so something's obviously wrong. We took so many steps. I called Con Ed. Con Ed said, this is an issue with your management. Talk to management. I would call management. They would say, this is Con Ed. Call Con Ed. And so I was like a back and forth for a while. Pretty much I talked to someone on the phone who was like, yep, that actually looks normal. And he was like, you're using a lot of electricity. And I was like,
how?
But I was like, that's the thing. No, we're not. We turn our heating up. We're not using a lot of electricity. And our bill would also say, like, your electricity is mostly being used between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. No, it's not. Because we're asleep, and then we wake up and do our morning things, and then we go to work in the morning. It is, if anything, it's mostly used from, like 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. I don't know. But not even. And we're not using an insane amount of electricity.
Yeah, I think regardless, obviously it spikes in the winter because using heat and in the summer when we're using AC, but I think it gets way higher for the winter for the heat. But it's regardless of what the issue, even if we are using electricity, we should be able to constantly be heating our home in the dead of winter and not pay $700.
Yes.
Just like all of our friends who live in similar areas. When we talked to the people at Con Ed, they were like, yeah, that's pretty typical for your area. That's not true.
That's not true.
Every time I tell someone this story about our electric bill, they are appalled and shocked.
Yes.
We hired someone in our building, had an electrician come out and check things out, and they can't find a problem either. They're thinking maybe it's an insulation problem with their building, but even then I'm like, that seems like a legal issue. I don't know. So I'm really hoping to get something figured out, but it's absolutely insane. And
it's
unfortunately
insane.
We found a good deal in rent on this apartment, but we're paying this extreme electric bill, which kind of makes it more expensive anyway.
Yeah, it's like, do we even actually have a deal? Because
yeah,
we're adding
and it gets better in the transitional seasons when it's not super hot or super cold, and we can kind of live without having to have our AC or heat on.
But then, even in the winter, it should be $80 a month, not $200.
Right, exactly. So we're still paying more than we should be regardless. And we're not even using our heat anymore. That's the thing that's weird. Is
I haven't turned mine on all winter.
I think maybe last year when we got our really high $700 bill, we were using heat. You should be able to.
That's the other thing. Yes.
You should be able to without paying $700.
When it's blizzard weather.
Yeah, and it's freezing.
I'm sorry.
You should be able to. But we even stopped using those, and we're using a tiny space heater.
When we were freezing.
Honestly, the space heater, it's kind of sufficient. You have to kind of leave it running a lot to keep your home constantly heated. In order for a little space heater this tall, if this is the ground, I don't know, 3 feet, 4 feet tall, for that to be able to heat our home-ish, that should tell you how small our space is, and how much it should not take to heat does that make sense? I don't know. Yeah, even with using a tiny space heater, our bill hasn't gone down as opposed to using 3 overhead units. So it just doesn't make any sense. If you have any advice, if you've ever heard of something similar happening in New York, let us know. We are taking a few steps just to see what we could possibly do and if we could get a lower bill. But
so we're trying to manifest lucky girl syndrome.
We are.
And yeah, we have been taking a lot of steps over the past year. There was a period of time last year where I was gung-ho. Yeah. I was like, we are getting this fixed.
Well, it's hard when you try and no one wants to help you, and everyone's just saying, well, that's how much power you're using, but it's not true.
It pissed me off when the Con Ed guy was like, wow, you guys are just using a lot of power.
Well,
and I kept being but no, we're not.
He said, this is what was weird, is he said that we were using a lot of an above average amount of power, and it's well, no, we're not. We're actually very conscious of our electric use. But then he said our bill was the lowest in our building. So it's are all 4 units using an extreme amount of power? That makes no sense.
Pete's coughing a lot. Manifest, you guys.
Manifest my health.
Manifest Pete's health. Manifest that we get our fucking electric bill figured out, because I love this apartment.
I do too.
I don't want to keep paying so much money just to use electricity. Especially during when it's literally because of the weather. Like, we should be able to have heat and also
Without
AC.
paying a fortune.
Yeah, so anyways, that's crazy, but it's okay because we're gonna get lucky because we're putting effort towards it and something good's gonna come out of this.
It will. I know it will.
It will.
The take home
Is that we love ya. Just kidding. It's okay. Take homes are, one, lucky girl syndrome exists. Sometimes you have to put in the steps to make your own luck.
luck comes when you put energy into things. Like luck, I feel like the definition of luck is like something unexpectedly good happens to you. But sometimes for those unexpected things to happen, like there are things that still got you there.
Exactly. You still have to put in the effort. You're not gonna like book an acting job, for example, if you haven't. Well, actually, I don't know. I was gonna say you wouldn't.
Maybe there are always instances maybe when things are just completely random. But
yeah, but for the most part, you have to put in effort and then put good out into the universe and good will come back to you. I really do believe that. Karma.
Be positive.
Keep it positive.
Notice the good things around you. And
yeah, there's so much good.
Yeah.
I mean, there is like
so much bad as well, but
war, but like
you can do what you can to add goodness into the world.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. There's already so much bad that we might as well, if you're able to add some good, try your best to add some good.
Yeah.
Because the world really needs it. And we hope that this podcast brings you all some joy while the world around us is not so great.
And let us know your stories of lucky syndrome, lucky person syndrome.
Lucky person syndrome, please.
And yeah, happy St. Patty's. Also,
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Eat some corned beef.
And find a 4-leaf clover.
Okay, follow us at Take It Home Pod on all the places, TikTok, Instagram. You can watch this on YouTube if you're not already. You can leave us a review. That would be awesome.
Only a good one, though.
Awesome. I can't speak. And yeah, we come out with a new episode every Thursday, so stay tuned.
We're obsessed with you guys.
Love you.